Credit control measures. This is yet another important concept, credit control measures. The credit control is the primary mechanism available to the central banks to realize the objective of monetary management. So credit control measures can be categorized into two, general or selective. General is called as a quantitative credit control measure, and selective credit control measure is also called as qualitative. This depends on the quantity, and this is the quality. So credit control measures can be categorized into general credit control measures or selective credit control measures. Under general credit control measures, you have the bank rate, open market operation, variable cash reserve ratio, and below this we have rationing of credit, direct action, moral suasion, publicity, regulation of consumers' credit, and marginal requirements. So what do you mean by credit control measures? What do you mean by quantitative? Under quantitative, the first one is bank rate. What do you mean by bank rate? If commercial banks need any cash, they can borrow from the RBI, and that is only called as the bank rate. Okay, hope you understood it. If the commercial banks need cash, they can go to the RBI and they can go and borrow some money. And for the borrowed money, the banks have to pay an interest, which is called as the bank rate. The bank rate is the rate at which the central bank of the country is prepared to rediscount the first class securities. It means the bank is prepared to advance loans on approved securities to its member banks. But the easiest is you remember like this. If the central bank needs any cash, they can borrow from the RBI, and that is only called as bank rate. For example, if the central bank wants to control credit, the central bank wants to control credit, it will increase the bank rate. The central bank will increase the bank rate. Then only the banks will not go to the RBI to get loan because the bank rate is too high. So if the central bank wants to control the credit, அதாவது கடன் வாங்குறத குறைக்கணும்னு சென்ட்ரல் பேங்க் யோசித்ததுன்னா பேங்க் ரேட்டை இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. அப்போ பேங்க் ரேட்டு இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா கமர்ஷியல் பேங்க் என்ன பண்ணாது, ஆர்பிஐட்ட போய் கடன் கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. ஐயோ 10 ரூபா நம்ம 100 ரூபாய் கடன் கேட்டால் கூட 10 ரூபாய் திருப்பி தர வேண்டியது இருக்கு, பேங்க் ரேட் ஜாஸ்தியாக இருக்கு, அதனால் கடன் வாங்க மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ இஃப் த சென்ட்ரல் பேங்க் வாண்ட்ஸ் டு கண்ட்ரோல் கிரெடிட், இட் வில் ரேஸ் த பேங்க் rate. As a result, the deposit rate and other lending rates in the money market will also go up. If the bank rate increases, naturally the rate of interest will also increase. So the individuals will also not come to the bank to get loan because the rate of interest is very high. So by doing this, the quantity of money in the economy can be reduced. So this is the first way in which credit control measures can be carried out. This is called as quantitative. The first one is bank rate. The second one is open market operations. So what do you mean by that? In narrow sense, the central bank starts to purchase and sell government securities in the money market. So what is the central bank doing here? It starts to purchase. What do you mean by starts to purchase and sale of government securities in the money market? What do you mean by that? In the narrow sense, the central bank starts to purchase and sell government securities in the money market. The central bank will have certain securities, bonds, which have value. So it wants to take away the flow of money in an economy. So immediately the central bank will start selling the bonds and securities to the commercial banks. So the commercial banks, they have no other go other than to buy the securities sold by the RBI. Immediately the commercial banks goes to the RBI and buys the securities. Okay, when they buy the security, the commercial banks have to give certain amount of money to the RBI. So whatever money the commercial bank has, a part of it goes to the RBI. Why does it go to the RBI? Because the RBI is selling. Suppose if I am selling something, okay, to a person, when I sell a good, the person has to give me money. Likewise, the central bank sells the bonds and securities to the commercial banks. When they sell it, the commercial banks has to pay a certain amount of money to the RBI. So what happens to the money supply in the bank or the available money in the bank? It reduces. So in the narrow sense, the central bank starts the purchase and sale of government securities in the money market. In the broad sense, the central bank purchases and sells not only government securities but also proper eligible securities like bills and securities of private concerns. When the banks and the private individuals purchase these securities, they have to make payments for these securities to the central bank. When they buy the security, they have to pay payment to the central bank. So the amount of money with the commercial bank reduces. This method is called as open market operation. Next one is variable cash reserve ratio. Under this variable cash reserve ratio, you have two things. One is called as cash reserve ratio and the other one is called as the statutory liquidity ratio. The first one is called as the cash reserve ratio and the other one is called as the statutory liquidity ratio. So under the third side heading, variable cash reserve ratio, you have two subheadings, CRR, cash reserve ratio, and SLR. This is very, very important. Please try to understand. Under the cash reserve ratio, a certain percentage of the total bank deposit has to be kept in the current account with the RBI. So suppose if a person is depositing, can you see this? A person is depositing 1000 rupees. Out of this 1000 rupees, 60 rupees must be kept as CRR, cash reserve ratio. Out of this 1000 rupees, 6%. That means 60 rupees must be kept as CRR. Under CRR, a certain percentage of the total bank deposit has to be kept in the current account with the RBI, which means banks do not have access to that much amount for an economic activity. So out of this 1000, if they keep this 60 rupees with the RBI, that means the commercial banks cannot use this 60 rupees. Do you understand? ஒருத்தர் வந்து 1000 ரூபாய் பேங்க்ல வைக்கிறாருமா, 1000 ரூபாய் பேங்க்ல வைக்கும்போது அதில் 60 ரூபாவை எதுக்கு வச்சிடணும்? CRRல வச்சிடணும். அப்போ வந்து பேங்க்குக்கு வந்து இப்போ இந்த 60 ரூபாய் கம்மியாக தான் இருக்குது. ஸோ பேங்க் வந்து மீதி இருக்க காசை தான் ரொட்டேஷனில் விடலாமே தவிர இந்த 60 ரூபாவை அவங்க டச் பண்ணவே முடியாது. ஓகே, that means the RBI, which means banks do not have access to that much amount for an economic activity or commercial activity. Banks cannot lend the money to firms or individual borrowers. Banks cannot use that money for investment purposes. This 60 rupees cannot be used by the banks for any purpose. So that CRR remains in the current account and banks don't earn anything out of it. So this 60 rupees will be in the current account of the RBI and the commercial banks cannot use this 60 rupees. Next is SLR. Can you see this SLR? So out of this 1000 rupees, 60 rupees is kept as CRR and 200 rupees is kept as SLR. So the remaining amount which the bank has is rupees 740. Only this 740 rupees can be distributed to individuals or corporate loans. Are you able to understand? A person is depositing 1000 rupees in the bank. Okay, out of this 1000 rupees, only 740 rupees belongs to the commercial banks. The rest has to be kept as CRR and SLR. CRR is keeping certain amount of money in the current account of the RBI, which the commercial bank cannot use for any purpose. Whereas SLR, this 200 rupees can be used in some way. SLR is the amount of money that is invested in certain specified securities, predominantly central government and state government securities. So out of this 200 can be used to buy securities. So the commercial banks can use this 200 rupees to buy securities. So the banks earn certain amount of interest on this investment. So from this SLR, the banks can earn a certain amount of interest, whereas from CRR, they do not get any interest. So from CRR, they don't get any interest, whereas from SLR, this 200 rupees, the banks will get a meager amount of interest. So this is only called as variable cash reserve ratio. Under this, you have two heads. One is called as CRR and the other one is called as SLR. The next type of credit control measure is called as selective or the qualitative credit control measure. Under this, you have 6 side headings. First one is rationing of credit. Ration பேர்லயே இருக்கு. இப்போ ரேஷன் கடையிலன்னா இஷ்டம் போல் எவ்வளோ வேணாலும் வாங்க முடியாது. ஒரு ஃபேமிலிக்கு ஒரு அமௌண்ட்டு தான். 5 kg ஆஃப் ரைஸ், 2 kg ஆஃப் டால் இப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட அமௌண்ட்டு தான் கொடுப்பாங்க. தட் இஸ் ஒன்லி கால்ட் அஸ் ரேஷனிங். ஸோ வாட் இஸ் ரேஷனிங் ஆஃப் கிரெடிட்? This is the oldest method of credit control measure. Rationing of credit is an instrument of credit control which was first used by the Bank of England in the 18th century. It aims to control and regulate the purposes for which credit is granted by the commercial banks. So whenever individual or corporate companies go to the commercial banks, they will not get the loan very easily. It will be rationed. That is only called as rationing of credit. The government, the commercial bank will decide whether to give this amount of loan to that particular person or that corporate company. It is called as a rationing of credit. The next one is called as a direct action. Direct action. What do you mean by direct action? Direct action against the erring banks can take the following forms. If a bank is making any mistake, the RBI can take a direct action against the commercial banks. Next, we have moral suasion. This method is frequently adopted by the central bank to exercise control over the commercial banks. Under this method, central bank gives advices, then requests and persuades the commercial banks to cooperate with the central bank in implementing its credit purposes. This is only called as moral suasion. So the RBI persuades or it gives certain advices to the commercial banks. Next one is called as publicity. Central bank, in order to make their policy successful, take the course of the medium of publicity. பப்ளிசிட்டினா என்னது? விளம்பரப்படுத்துதல். அவங்க என்ன செய்கிறாங்களோ அதை என்ன பண்ணணும்? சென்ட்ரல் பேங்க் விளம்பரப்படுத்தணும், மக்கள்கிட்ட போய் அது சேரணும். அப்போ தான் அது சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். பாலிசி கேன் பி effectively successful only when an effective public opinion is created in its favor. So publicity is very, very important. Next one is regulation of consumers' credit. The down payment is raised and the number of installment reduced for the credit sale. So whenever there is a credit sale, they will ask you to pay a down payment. Immediately pay பண்றது தான் இது down payment or the number of installments. 12 installmentல கொடுக்கிறது 6 installmentல நீ கட்டி முடிச்சிரு. அப்போ கடன் வாங்குறவங்க கொஞ்சம் யோசித்து வாங்குவாங்க. Because installment the number of installment has been reduced. So this is only called as regulation of consumers credit. Consumer வாங்குற கிரெடிட்டை என்ன பண்ணுது? ரெகுலேட் பண்ணுறாங்க. That is only regulation of consumers credit. Last one is marginal requirements. This was done in the USA. Under the system, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System has been given the power to prescribe margin requirements for the purpose of preventing an excessive use of credit for stock exchange speculation. Marginal, இது something like rationing only. இவ்வளோ அமௌண்ட்டு தான் என்ன பண்ணலாம்? கிரெடிட்க்கு கொடுக்கலாம். This system is specially intended to help the central bank in controlling the volume of credit used for speculation in securities under the Security Exchange Act of 1934. So these are some of the credit control measures carried out by the RBI. So the credit control measures can be broadly categorized into two: the general credit control measure or the quantitative. Quantity na அளவில் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுறது, குவாலிட்டினா தரத்தில் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுறது, செலக்டிவ். ஸோ ரெண்டாக பிரிக்கிறாங்க. ஜென்ரல் credit control measures, quantitative credit control measures, or selective credit control measures, or qualitative credit control measures. So you can expect this question as a 5-mark question. What are the various credit control measures carried out by the RBI? Or under the 2 marks question, they can ask you write about the variable cash reserve ratio. If they ask that, you have to write about the CRR, the cash reserve ratio, and SLR, statutory liquidity ratio. Okay, hope you understood this, girls. You have this question as question number 30. Bring out the methods of credit control. It is found on page number 123. The answer is on page number 104. Then again, under 2 marks question, you have distinguish between CRR and SLR. Then write the meaning of open market operation. You have to write about this open market operation. Then what do you mean by rationing of credit? And mention the, that's it. Okay. So these are some of the questions that you have after the chapter. Okay, at the end of the chapter you have these questions. So I will post the homework questions in your Google Classroom as well as the WhatsApp group, girls. So kindly go through the video lessons and study your daily lessons. You have to write the homework, you need to write the classwork, and I will give you assignments also. Whenever I give a test, please be quick enough to finish the test and submit your marks. Okay, thank you.